So high-performing leaders face constant pressure. Why do you believe the K isn't working harder but mastering emotions?
Well, that is a good question and also a difficult one to talk about. Um, I do not disbelieve that working hard is not important and it's not the key to success.
Yeah.
I'm asking, is there a different approach that we can be slightly open to? Um, One way to look at it is the cost of success. What price do I have to pay to get through a challenge? Um, People say no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm not disputing that. I'm wondering, how do we also grow from the pain, right? How do we grow and bring up the people around us as we grow through that pain? Sometimes, and we're talking about, you're asking about high achievers. Well, sometimes high achievers, um, they are also achieving because of the fear of not being able to achieve. And fear would be a primary emotion there. Sometimes high achievers tend to overperform because of their lived experience. Because if they don't overperform, bad things may happen. And they're so used to that. And what kind of emotion drives that? Again, that's fear. So imagine if we could do it from another emotion of curiosity, of helpfulness, maybe, an emotion of confidence, of calmness. We might bring different perspectives and dimensions into the decisions that a person takes in a stressful situation. But we can't expect things to change. We are who we are because we have lived years and years and years, and those memories of how we should do things are pretty much hardwired into our brains. We can only start to look at new ways of doing things with intention and with the small incremental wins. Otherwise, you can't expect to go for a workshop like 45 minutes workshop next week and appreciate that things are going to be different from today onwards because big things are going to happen. We are looking at a good measure of success would be a micro 0.1%, a tiny step towards the right direction. And we hope that our workshop opens and expands your perspective if you're a high achiever to look out for what else could be a way that you could put into your toolbox so that you don't have to keep fighting everybody or going through all the obstacles on your own and putting on so much pressure and burden onto your shoulders and like it's me against the world kind of mentality. And that perspective change would be a good start for me.
Talk about leading with resilience, purpose, and confidence. How does emotional mastery directly impact leadership effectiveness?
We talk about emotional mastery. Uh, we can't master anything until we can learn to accept our reactions as physiologically correct. We can learn to be aware when our nervous system is stretched. Our nervous system is a It's a radar. It's a fire alarm bell that signals a threat is coming. And we can also become aware of our physiological and body changes, what our body experiences. Not just in our mind, but what's happening in our body. So that we can regulate, calm down. Or is really we need to upregulate, put ourselves back up, energize ourselves. So down regulating or up regulating is a way to reclaim our calm. And the calm is in us. How does this lead to mastery of emotions? Only then we can use our brains, right? To think, the front part of our brain. What do we think? Okay, an emotion has come up. This emotion is pointing towards a purpose. Maybe a certain need of mine is not met. Likely could be a need for safety, could be a need for love, acknowledgement, acceptance. How can I meet it within my own ability to control, my locus of control? Can I give myself this need? If not, who is safe for me to have this met? If there's none, how may I recall the times where I've been challenged similarly and I've survived? Building on assets of past challenges where I've done something differently. How does mastering emotions help leaders? There are tons of research on emotional intelligence and the idea of being able to influence, persuade people. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to ask the audience here, anyone who's listening, are you a better leader when you're able to understand all of who you are and use all the resources you have and be able to decide which resource to use in the appropriate time? Our emotional brain is a resource. The emotions that we experience are resources. They provide insights. Insights are data. Data drives decisions. Isn't that more powerful than coming in? So imagine a warrior has only a sword and a shield. And halfway through charging ahead, he gets hit by a stone. And that's how David felt Goliath. He had a different tool. He had a slingshot. Emotions are a different set of resources. And if we explore them and not be driven just by fear alone, there could be different outcomes. There is no fixed way. So I can't prescribe, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't prescribe. As a coach, it is more like having a conversation, asking questions to relate, being authentic and connect, build that rapport and being able to regulate together. We call it co-regulation. And then more importantly, to discover those resources by building up assets. In the past, how have I not? I felt the fear, but how have I actually chosen a different path? So for a manager who may get into abrasive situations with a subordinate who could have a trauma response and is in the fish mode, underperforming, that means hiding away, not showing up, taking MC, taking leave, medical leave, or just being absent or being present but not really working, hiding away. The typical reaction or response would be to blow up, to go harder. If we can take on the feeling of empathy, for example, of understanding, oh, okay, so I'm over functioning, I'm going to my red zone. The other subordinate of mine that I used to go hard on could actually be under functioning because I'm the stressor. and I've already put this person on a performance improvement program, maybe it's adding too much pressure there. Maybe I should relieve and have some empathy and we can work it out. Maybe it's a coaching conversation that I can have. I can build on the person's resource. Well, subordinate A, Peter, for example, Peter is not strong at details in data. Oh, but he's a big picture guy. And so I've the misconception that he's the ideas guy, but he can't tidy things up. He can't make that idea work into actuality. Can't actualize an idea. But his ideas are good. Maybe I can pair him up with somebody else who's detail oriented. He's going to get the task done. So the team dynamics change. Peter now finds a new role where he can actually contribute. He's building on his resource, his assets of creativity. And that creative freedom gives him the energy and momentum and the emotion of joy and fun, and creativity is an emotion. I'm feeling creative today. You see where that comes from?
Yeah, amazing. This is already your fourth edition.
Follow us, subscribe to our channel if that's a thing for you. It helps the algorithms pick up our message. What's our message, Beverly?
Yeah. Well,
The chapters.
ah, the message. Is it a message or our message for viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your message that you would love to tell your viewers? You know, you've done this with us
Yeah.
3 years plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming to 4 years.
Yeah. Um uh to our viewers that wanted to join, but you are in the stage of in doubt, or having those scenarios that you are shy or embarrassed to show up in our workshop, I think it's gonna be exciting if you join our live. This workshop, upcoming workshop, is going live on Facebook and YouTube as well, and might as well on TikTok. So if you are really in that stage, because I know I've been there, you know, in that stage of having scenario that you feel shy, embarrassed, or having doubt in yourself to show up, you have those scenarios in you, then why not join us in our live? This is going live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And Coach Ignatius will be there and will teach us, and we will learn something about ourselves, understanding ourselves, and being aware of what's going on inside of us and those around us. What's our unmet needs and our met needs? Why do we experience these specific emotions? Yeah.
That's beautiful. Um, for those who feel shy, embarrassed, but yet there's a little bit of curiosity that's sparked in there. It might be a part of you who's really been exiled for a while, maybe at the fringes, actually wanting to have a say in your life. Um, we are a safe space. There's no challenge for you to need to show up, turn on your camera, and so on. We're a safe space. Come check us out. You can use a different name or account if you want. I'm not sure if you need to sign in on YouTube. You probably not. Just listen in. And if something does change, or you do have a question, you can send it to us privately. Um, yeah. My message is, at the end of the day, if you're not joining as well, the key thing is, and we should be doing more of these podcasts on the window of tolerance. I'm not a teacher. I'm a learner. Uh, I'm learning as much from you as possible. Um, as a coach, I guess I'm also learning to ask better questions and or ask myself how I can connect, regulate myself better so that I can connect and co-regulate with you. But I'm not a teacher. My message really is how can I learn through my own understanding and from all of you to use my window of tolerance tool. And it's not mine, I didn't create it, I'm using somebody else's tool. To use the window of tolerance to allow myself to be aware of where I am so that perhaps a typical situation that I get myself into, this time I'm well prepared for it. Or at least I'm preparing myself in increments and I know I'll get there. So the message is join us, understand what your window of tolerance looks like, find out how it can be applied into your life so you feel more regulated. Yeah, looking forward to you joining. And if not, that's also okay because we will probably want to do more of these, right?